All right, let's talk about that old phone or tablet you've got gathering dust in a drawer somewhere. What if I told you we could turn that forgotten device into a super high-quality, professional second monitor for your laptop? Today, we're going to dive into a method that is way more stable than Wi-Fi and honestly, has a killer feature you probably haven't even thought of. Let's get right into it. Oh man, you know the feeling, right? You're trying to get some work done, you've got like a dozen tabs open, a document here, a spreadsheet there, and you're just endlessly alt-tabbing back and forth trying to find the window you need. It's just a total productivity killer. I called it the single screen struggle, and it is absolutely real. Every time you have to switch windows, you kind of lose your train of thought, you lose that creative momentum. But what if you could literally double your screen space using something you already have? Now, you've probably heard about using a USB cable or some kind of Wi-Fi app to do this, and yeah, those are pretty common methods. But they all share one big problem. They can be really, really laggy. Today, we're going to focus on what we're calling the Pro method, using a good old HDMI cable for a connection that is just rock solid and, well, professional. Okay, but wait a second. Your phone doesn't have an HDMI input, right? So how in the world does this even work? It sounds kind of impossible, but it all comes down to one surprisingly simple little piece of hardware. It's the secret ingredient that makes this whole professional setup possible. And this is it. It's a little gadget called an HDMI video capture device. Now, don't let that technical name scare you. Really, just think of it as a translator. It takes the video signal coming out of your laptop's HDMI port, and it basically translates it into a language your phone can understand, making it think it's just an external camera. Simple as that. So, let's actually see how all these pieces fit together. And honestly, the best part is just how simple this is. You're not going to be installing complicated drivers or messing around with Wi-Fi passwords. It is literally just 3 plug-and-play steps. Okay, let's just walk through this real quick. Step 1, you take an HDMI cable and plug it from your laptop into the capture device. Easy. Step 2, you use your phone's regular charging cable, like a USB-C or Lightning cable, to connect the capture device to your phone. And finally, step 3, you just open up an app that can view an external camera. The source here recommends one called NSD camera, and boom, your laptop's desktop just appears on your phone. It's really that easy. So at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, but why bother with all these cables and an extra device when there are Wi-Fi apps that do this? And you know what? That is a fantastic question. And the answer really comes down to just one word: stability. Honestly, the difference is like night and day. With a Wi-Fi connection, you're always kind of at the mercy of your network, right? You get that annoying lag, the image gets all pixelated, maybe it disconnects. With this direct HDMI connection, it is absolutely rock solid. The image is crisp, the response is instant, it just works. It really turns your phone or your tablet into a genuinely reliable second monitor for getting actual work done. But look, that stability, that's only half the story. This method has a secret weapon, a killer feature that takes it from just a cool trick and turns it into an incredibly powerful tool, especially if you're the person who ever has to do IT stuff or tech support. This quote from our source really says it all. If using a USB cable or via the network, I cannot record the computer boot steps, I can do it with this method. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just about extending your desktop after Windows has already started. This lets you see everything. What this means is you can watch your computer's entire startup process right from the moment you hit the power button. You can get into the BIOS, you can troubleshoot weird boot errors, you could even record a full tutorial on how to install a brand new operating system, all of it right from the screen of your phone. That is a game changer. So here's the real takeaway. With the HDMI method, you get more than just a second screen. You get that super stable, lag-free display for all your day-to-day work. Plus, you get this incredibly powerful diagnostic tool that lets you see and record a computer's entire boot process. And that's a capability that the wireless and standard USB methods just can't give you. This is just such a perfect way to give an old phone or tablet a brand new, genuinely useful job instead of just letting it become e-waste. And, that really leaves us with a final thought. What other old tech do you have just sitting in a drawer that could get a second life with a little bit of creative thinking? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you on the next one.